Okay. Can you hear me okay? There's a few people here. So Kraken, AZ, you have your peanut butter whiskey. Is that one thing, peanut butter whiskey? Like, is there peanut butter flavored whiskey? Or is it like peanut butter and a whiskey to drink with it? So I'll have to see. So I never know quite how to start these. Like if I'm supposed to just start talking right away or if if like wait till other people come up. So yeah, who knows? Um, yeah. So it's been a couple. When was the last time we talked to each other? That was what, November 18th. That was my birthday. Old lady got old at 49. Yeah, but that was a fun day because after that I went and got a steak. One thing, oh, screwball whiskey. I can't say I've tried that. That sounds really good though. Anything peanut butter is a-okay with me. Yeah, I can put your Scorpio sisters. We are, yes. Yay, Scorpios. So yeah, Kraken AZ has his peanut butter whiskey and comfy robe on. Glad I needed a comfy robe because I'm sitting by the window now. Since I moved, you probably, if you were here on um, my last, what are this called? Live stream. Yes, stumbling over my words already. If you were here on my last live stream, the background was different, so I kind of moved my office around a little bit so that I had a more interesting background and a background that was farther away. But now I sit right next to this window here, and it's kind of cold. It's Minnesota in January and February. It's kind of chilly right by this window, so I could use a comfy robe. But I have my thingy. But I have a sweatshirt on. I was going to wear a t-shirt, but I have my Good Vibes sweatshirt on. So good vibes to all of you. What else should we talk about? Okay, so yeah, what else do we have lots more movies. We finished phase 4 of the MCU. And so now I'm just kind of waiting. I have to like wait for the new movies like the rest of y'all. And it sucks. Like I want an MCU movie to watch. I really do. It was so fun to have like 20 movies in a line waiting to be watched, and now I don't. So yeah, I gotta wait till Wakanda Forever comes out on next Wednesday, February 1st. So I'm excited for that though, because I do want to see another MCU movie, and Angela Bassett got nominated, which is fantastic. I mean, because she's so epic anyway, in her own right. But it's great to see like for the first time, an actor in an MCU movie be nominated. So yay for that! Yay to the MCU, and for their good casting. So yeah. Oh, Kraken, you lived in Minnesota. Where did you live? I live in Uptown, by the way, if you're curious. So yeah, so we can get started doing the rankings of what I've watched since. Here we go. You can see my ranking that I finally after last time it was it was bleeding off the edge because I had so many movies in the worth watching section. So yeah. Oh, Rochester and St. Cloud. Oh yeah, you were way out there. It gets cold out there. It gets cold here in Minneapolis too, but when you're way out in the burbs and out in the well, not even burbs. Rochester and St. Cloud aren't even the burbs. What do we call that area? Urban areas? I don't know. It doesn't, or rural areas. It doesn't seem right to call Rochester a rural area, but it is a city. I suppose it's a city like Minneapolis. But those of us in Minneapolis, we don't like to think of Rochester as a city. There's no other cities. No other cities matter other than Minneapolis or St. Paul. Anyway, okay, so let's get to this. Yeah, tier ranking. So I'm wondering if I should just go. Let's see. So you know what? It's funny because I was thinking about this as I was like loading all of these movies up to be ranked. The one that really, really surprised me that got actually a lot of views on my channel was this first one here, Bad Santa. Like people really like that movie as a Christmas movie, and that makes me laugh. Uh, Jess says, "Oh, I love." Thank you. Yes, I like the beautiful view of the last year. Yeah, I'm kind of anal about this organization, and what is bugging me more than anything right now is that these. I don't. Can you see my mouse? I don't think you can see my mouse. Is that but that these like the worth watching and the meh sign like they don't line up. Like I want everything to be lined up very carefully, and I didn't have time to do that before this one. So yeah, we'll get there. Oh, hi Danny V. Thanks for joining. New Jersey. Yeah, it's chilly here in Minnesota too, and it's going to be warm tomorrow, but then we're going to be like plunged into this like polar vortex of freezingness. And it's, are y'all having a good January? Because I'm not having a great January. I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time this month. Usually February is a mess for me because that's usually the darkest and the longest. And then there's freaking Valentine's Day, and I'm always single on it. But this year, January is really hard. I'm still like last week, the actual anniversary of my channel, like the day I went live with the first 5 reactions was January 18th. And I was such a mess though last week because it was so gray and so gross for so long. And we have so much freaking snow in Minnesota, you guys. Oh my God, there's so much snow and it's such a mess. So I was not good last week at all. Like I did not have the mental bandwidth or the emotional anything bandwidth to, spend time like trying to figure out how to set up the live stream and all of that. And it was just like, oh, I can't do it. But I wanted to do it like by the end of January. So I think we got it anyway. But yeah, January's tough in Minnesota. It's just yucky. Oh, crack it. It's been cold there in Arizona. Oh, I think what's the weather going to be next week? Here, let's see. It's 9 right now. And next week, we're going to have a high of 3 degrees on Monday, apparently. Could get as low as 13 below next Friday. So, yeah. You're like my cousin Kimmy. She's always saying, she lives in Arizona too. She's always saying how cold it is in Arizona when it gets gotten in Arizona. I was like, girl, you don't know from cold. Come on. Oh, if your nose hairs aren't sticking together when you breathe in, and it's not cold. I kid, of course. Your body is still stuck in 2021? Oh dear. Not even 20. You haven't even made it to 2022? That's not good, Danny. Okay. So yeah, okay, we got some viewers here. This is cool. I'm always like amazed that anybody shows up to watch these. So I always figure like I'll just be talking to myself, but I do that most of the time anyway, so who cares? So let's do some tier ranking. Whoops, how did I have you? Oh, see, I always forget to change my screen here. There's me again. Okay, yay. All right, here we go. So yeah, Bad Santa. So I was really surprised at how many views my Bad Santa reaction got. People seem to really like that movie as a Christmas movie, which, hey, whatever toots your horn, man. I thought it was hilarious. I don't know that it was like super high on the list for me, but it was fun, and I could see myself watching it. Okay, my mouse has gone crazy. There it goes. Okay. Like I have weird things happening with my mouse. I just replaced the batteries on it too, so it should be working. But so yeah, I think we'll put Bad Santa in good time because it's a cute movie. Super cute. Yeah, it shouldn't hurt to breathe. It really shouldn't. And your nose hairs should not freeze together. But c'est la vie. I guess that's where we are these days, unfortunately. So yeah, what's next? Should we go down the row? I'll go across. Save some of these good ones for the end. Guardians of the Galaxy, cute. I think it's worth watching. I don't know that I will that will be something that I'll watch every year. You know, and I always think that's kind of how I think about them. Like, would I watch it every year? And I don't think I would. I could see watching Bad Santa. No, maybe not every year, but yeah, I feel like I should do a ranking too of just Christmas movies. But I'm trying to remember. Did I do that? Did I do a Christmas ranking on my personal ranking when I put that up on Imager? I'll have to look. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, She-Hulk. Did I love She-Hulk? I think She-Hulk is worth watching, but not a favorite. Did I like it the same amount as Hawkeye? Oof, God, you know, I have such a hard time with some of these because I was thinking that same thing about Jessica Jones too. Gosh, I don't know. See, I feel like then I feel bad for like just putting them like not very high on the list. Some of the Marvel stuff because I think that they do such. It's like daring. You know what? I am going to move up because I'm going to move that up because it's daring, and I like that they're daring to do very interesting things. You know, like WandaVision was so like that's up here in this top tier because it was so original and so unique and so daring at that time. So I think rewarding rewarding She-Hulk for that in that way is the same, making it a little bit higher. Okay, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I think it's worth watching. I mean, it's all right. I'm not I wouldn't say I'm excited about it. And I don't think it qualifies as a Christmas movie at all. People say that it is, but it's really not. Like it just happens to take place around Christmas time, which, it's fine if you like that. But Home Alone, I think that's, that I haven't watched in years, but it was really good. It was a lot better than I remembered it being. And looking at it, kind of with fresh eyes, comparing to some of the other Christmas movies that I watched, I think I really liked it. It's so cute. Such a classic. I could see watching that again. So Danny says, one of my favorite movies is Home for the Holidays starring Holly Hunter. Is that the one with Sarah Jessica Parker? That might be different. I'll have to look that one up because I really like Holly Hunter. Was I watching her just the other day? Oh yeah, The Firm was playing in the workout room when I was working out yesterday. It's such a great movie, The Firm, too. But yeah, I'll add that to the list. Cool. Yeah, feel free to recommend movies if you're hanging out in here. So, okay, let's know what's next. Jessica Jones. I did finish Jessica Jones. It hasn't posted yet. I'm thinking I'll be posting it tomorrow. Not tomorrow. What day is today? Today's a Thursday. So we just posted the middle, like what, 10, 7, 8, 9, and 10 today. But I've watched 11, 12, and 13. And yeah, I think it's worth watching. It's not super high on my list. It's certainly not as high as Daredevil, but I think it's worth watching, like, just for David Tennant alone as such a great villain. But, it's not, there was something that didn't connect with me the way that Daredevil connected with me. Oh, Sarah Jessica Parker isn't in that one. So I'll have to figure out what movie I'm thinking of. There's one where she's like somebody's date when they go home for the holidays, except that she like is kind of offensive to the family. I have to remember what movie that is. Oh, okay, next is Banshees of Inisherin. I liked it. It is really well acted, and the sister's hilarious. We're gonna put that in a good time, even though it's not very pleasant to watch. It's kind of bloody, honestly, and gory. Like, I was like, what the hell? I don't want to see that. Excuse me. But yeah. Okay. Jingle All the Way. That might be the one this time that is in that I'm actively angry about how bad it was. Like, I know people love that movie, but I just cannot. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. It was just so bad, and saying that it was, like, taking place in Minneapolis or being taking place in St. Paul, and then oh, The Family Stone, yes, that's the one. And that is a Christmas movie too, The Family Stone? I didn't remember. I think I've only seen it once, so I'll have to look at and watch it again. So I like Sarah Jessica Parker, but I have not seen In Bruges, but I've seen the Three Billboards one. So yeah, Banshees of Inisherin is definitely worth watching, um, and it's it brings up a lot of like crazy stuff. It's just kind of wacky and makes you think about like friendship and what happens when you're not happy in your life and all that. It's funny. Thor, oh Thor, Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh dear, what do we do about that? What do we do about Thor: Love and Thunder? I think I'm just going to put it in May. I'm not mad about it, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. We can move Glass Onion around here. Like I wanted it to be Ragnarok. Where do I have Ragnarok here? Oh yeah, I have Ragnarok way up here, and the dang, that was good category because that was great, and it's like that's such a weird as a sequel. It's such a weird separation of quality level, you know? It just I don't know. Yeah, I wanted it to be better than it really was. Okay, RRR. Have you guys seen RRR? Last Action Hero, it's just over the top. You know, I think I have seen I saw Last Action Hero when it first came out because it was I don't know how old you are, little Galaxy Boy, like if you remember when it was in theaters for the first time. I want to see when it came out. Last Action Hero, 1993. Excuse me. Um, so yeah, that would have been like the year I would have been like I think 19, 18 or 19. But I remember when it was like a big cultural moment when Last Action Hero came out. And I remember seeing it and I remember too like him getting shot and it actually like meaning something like he was actually like in truly injured and he got shot and like that was such a crazy concept in an action movie and I loved that. I thought that was so hilarious. So now what's the one with him and Jamie Lee Curtis? Speaking of Danny bringing up Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is I think one of the best films ever made. The True Lies, I think, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, True Lies. Yeah, that one I totally remember too. That was a very similar kind of action movie. Let's see, what did you say? I'm only 23. My mom was born. Oh, you're so I'm your mother's age, basically. Yeah, but yeah, Last Action Hero was a very big kind of cultural moment, and in all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies were big releases, big deals when they came out back then. Oh, what was I going to say? Was I going to say something else? I don't remember. So RRR. Have you guys seen RRR? Has anyone else seen this movie? It's the Indian kind of action epic. It's definitely an interesting film. And I was very forgiving about it, which, you know, in a way that I wouldn't be with American action films, mostly because I just don't understand, you know, I don't have any frame of reference in Indian films. So I'm going to put it in a good time. I can see, you know, it's a very popular film. Well, maybe I'll put it in worth watching. It's not. I don't have any. I don't think I have much emotion about it. And I did kind of rip the only thing I ripped apart about it was the costumes, and I did kind of do that. And I read the riot act, but I know, you know, if there's anything I do know about it's costumes. So yeah, it was a good movie. I could see why people like it, but I wouldn't say that it's one of my favorites. But it's definitely worth watching, especially to see kind of the effects. First of all, the visual effects and the animals and all of that are just, I mean, it's incredible. These two actors are really, really good. But it was weird to me, like you can't watch it in the US on Netflix, you can't watch it in the original language. You can only watch it in Hindi. Um, but it is in Hindi it is dubbed by the original actors. So you can at least I kind of give it a pass for that. So, I always like to watch things in their original language so you can like hear the actor's intonation, but if it's being dubbed by the original actors, like I can kind of see, Yeah, oh, Logan. So I was thinking about this earlier where I should put Logan. If it should be in the dang, I think it's going to be in the dang that was good. I don't think I'm going to be adding anything this time to my top notch section. I don't know. Keep going back and forth on that. But I think I'm going to put Logan here. Logan, it's such a good movie. But I'm really excited to see him with in the new Deadpool movie. And I'm so glad they're making another Deadpool movie, because where is my second Deadpool one too? Where do you see it? Oh yeah, the first one I absolutely loved, and then the second one is up pretty high in the dang that was good section, because those were both really, really hilarious movies. And I think I'd put Logan on par with Kill Bill. Where did I put the second volume of Kill Bill? Oh, that's in A Good Time. Okay, yeah. So I feel like they have similar emotional arcs a bit. So weird. Let me check here. Let's see. Will you be diving into Marvel's Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Possibly. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has so many episodes that it's just a lot to plan on. And they're not short episodes. It's like watching The Sopranos, basically. Like, it's just, for a channel like mine, like I don't know that I would get a lot of views off of it, unfortunately. And I kind of do have to think about that. So maybe it's something that I could watch a bunch of for my Patreon channel, for my Patreon, because that's another thing that we can talk about, is I have a Patreon now that you can join. So yeah, it might be a good one, but I'm thinking of I really want to do Firefly for Patreon, because I'm a big Buffy fan and I have not ever seen Firefly, but I know that that's only one season. So that should, would probably, I don't know how many episodes is Firefly. Should look that up. Episodes is Firefly. Not Firefly Lane. Firefly. It's just 14. Okay. It's 1 2-hour pilot and 13 1-hour episodes. So yeah, I know. Everybody thinks Firefly is awesome, and I can't believe, I don't know why I never watched it. But yeah, Agent Carter, I could see doing. How many episodes is Agent Carter? There's 2 seasons, so it's 18 episodes. Yeah, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is 136 episodes. That's a lot. That's a big commitment for probably not very many views, unfortunately. So let's see. I wonder how people look back on Logan after Deadpool 3, along with the MCU introducing their own Wolverine down the line. Yeah, I mean, I think I have confidence in them that they're going to be able to figure that out in a way that makes sense. But everybody, there's always going to be people who hate it, and there's always going to be people who love it. Compared, like, and that's been the case for all of them. Yeah, we'll see. But I think the creative control that Ryan, what's his name? I almost said Ryan Murphy, but that's different. Ryan, not Ryan Gosling either. What's his name? But you know who I mean, the guy who plays Deadpool. He has, I feel like he has a fair amount of creative control now because of the success of the first two movies, and I don't think that he'll let them. I don't think he'll let them do anything way out there. Not that I think Kevin Feige would even let them do anything way out there anyway. So I think it'll be good. Congrats on the Patreon. Thank you. Finally got it up. And yeah, well, I'll finish with my ranking and then we can talk about like what's up there and stuff. Yeah, I got that watching Smallville for the first time. Okay, Smallville's 9 seasons. Oh my lord. Yeah. Daily Planet Young Adult. Yeah, that would be a lot. I don't think I'll ever be watching Smallville. They didn't draw Carter out too long. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, maybe I could just watch like the first season or something because that could be interesting. But yeah, I'm excited because I finished Jessica Jones, so now I get to watch Daredevil. So more Daredevil, yay! I really do like. What Daredevil. And then there's a movie I think it's on Netflix with Charlie Cox and Kieran Hines. You know who he is? Big fan of his too. I think it's called The Traitors or The Traitor, which I think I have to check out pretty soon. Okay, so back to my ranking here. Let's do this. So Weird Al. Okay, so I liked the Weird Al movie. What I was disappointed by in Weird Al, the Al Yankovic story, was that it was all a parody. Like I feel like they could have worked in some like real life story. Like I know his life story isn't that interesting. He never did drugs. He never like went crazy or anything like that. So I don't know. I liked it. I think it's worth watching. Whoops. Oh, my mouse is doing weird crap again. Come on. Wake up. Okay, there it is. I think it's worth watching, but I don't love it. I do love what's her name's portrayal of Madonna, though, because there's not very many portrayals of Madonna in movies these days. And I always think there should, in a choice between Madonna and no Madonna, always choose more Madonna. Like there should always be Madonna everywhere. At least, as she was back then. We won't go into that though. Okay, so the menu, the menu's like way up here for me. Have you guys seen the menu? I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it. It's so great. It's so great. And did the menu get any nominations at all? Oh, Hong Chau, yeah. Whoops, where's the Oscars? I didn't click on the right thing. Yeah, but Hong Chau was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, I think, and that might be it. Menu Oscar nomination. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Hey, you're so nice. I love when people give me money. It's so awful. Who played Madonna? Is that what you're asking, Kraken? Okay, I can't remember. Who played in Weird Al? Evan Rachel Wood. She's fantastic. So good. So funny. And like the perfect level of like over the topness to compete with the weirdness of Weird Al and like what they were trying to do with the movie. It was very funny. Okay, yeah. So back to the menu. Yeah. So I don't think the menu got any other nominations than that. And that makes me sad because that movie made me so happy. And I had so much fun watching it. I thought it was such a blast. Oh dear. Long Kiss Goodnight. So, Long Kiss Goodnight, yeah. I think for the time, no, I'm not excited about it. So we're just gonna put that in meh with the rest with the other ones. I don't think it was as bad as some of the other May ones. But yeah. I'm trying to remember, did I like Long Kiss Goodnight or not? See, and that must mean that it's not. Yeah, that's it. So let's moving on to Wonder Woman. I think I'm gonna put Wonder Woman in worth watching. It didn't I don't know that it aged well for me because I remember seeing it. I saw Wonder Woman when I was convinced Kate McKinnon played Madonna in the trailer. She didn't, but oh my god, could you have imagined if Kate McKinnon had played Madonna? I wanna see that. I love Kate McKinnon so much, and I really wanna I think she should play everything in everything. Um, yeah, oh my gosh. I would love to see her play Madonna. What movie was it where I'm trying to remember what other Kate McKinnon movie it was that I loved. To look at her. Well, Ghostbusters, of course, I really liked. Rough Night. No, what was it where she was like somebody's agent? Oh, it was Yesterday. Do you guys know that movie Yesterday? From 2019 with Himesh Patel and Lily James, and then Ed Sheeran shows up out of nowhere. Such a cute movie about like what happens when what would if one guy remembered the Beatles music and nobody else in the world did. Like somehow he got in an accident and he knows the music from the Beatles, but like he wakes up in a world where nobody has heard of the Beatles before. And he's a musician, so he starts singing Beatles music, and all his friends are like, "Wow, that's a gorgeous song." He plays Yesterday, I think, for his friends, and they're like, "That's so beautiful. Did you write that?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? That's the Beatles." They're like, "What? What?" It's yeah, I highly recommend it. And then Kate McKinnon shows up as his to be like he of course becomes like a big star, and Kate McKinnon shows up to be his agent, and it's very funny. Yeah, it's not like a huge blockbuster film or anything. It's just a nice little movie that if you love the Beatles music too, which I do, um, and I like stories about musicians, but Ed Sheeran is in it too, as himself, and it's just yeah, it's so much fun. Anyway, what was I talking about? Was I talking about Wonder Woman? Oh, I was talking about Wonder Woman. Okay, so Wonder Woman, I saw when it first came out. I think what's what 2017. I saw it. I went and saw it in the theater, and then I did it again for my channel here, and it didn't hold up for me because now that I had seen, like when I saw it in 2017, I didn't watch any of the other Batman movies. I didn't know how it fit in with all of the other movies. I certainly had no idea how it fit in with the MCU. I mean, it doesn't fit in with the MCU, but I didn't have the MCU under my belt previously to compare it to. So when I watched it again now, it didn't hold up really. But then I didn't really like the um, Christopher Nolan Batman movies either. So you know, you're probably all like go like she didn't like the Batman movies. What the hell? Because I feel kind of like weirded out by the fact that I don't like them because they're so yeah. But I'm interested. Well, you guys have to tell me too because I asked this at the end of Banshees of Inisherin if I should skip ahead in my DC universe watching and just watch the Batman. And I was going to base it on whether or not it got nominated for anything, but I don't think it got nominated for anything. But now I kind of want to watch it to see how it compares to like the other Batman movies because I do like Batman. I like Batman movies. I like the original ones from the 80s and 90s. Excuse me. So is this one? That's the one. Is that supposed to? That's the Wonder Woman 1984. So I heard that didn't get very high ratings. So yeah, yeah. See this one. I was like, I know it's not. I know it's not. Oh, the Batman did get nominations. Was it for like costumes and effects and stuff? Because that's always like the crumbs that they throw to action movies, which is so ridiculous. But that's why I'm glad to see Angela Bassett get an acting nod, because I think these movies are really fun and they should get more attention. And yeah, glad they didn't make a second Wonder Woman movie. Well, didn't they? They made Batman Wonder Woman 1984, didn't they? I haven't dug into it yet. Yeah, who knows what's happening with DC anymore? We'll have to see though. Now that what's his name is, yeah, if what's his name can turn it around, that's a good question. I'm hoping that he. I mean, if you can make a movie as good as Guardians of the Galaxy, like that's only good for us as moviegoers. Hopefully, that'll be enough, to get them caught up. But they got to do the work. That's the thing, is that the Marvel did the work, and they did all like the way back in, what is it, 2008, starting to build this thing. And DC was trying to build it out of nothing in the last couple of years, and they can't do that. They got to do the work. They really need to start at square one and build up a through line, which I don't know, do they have to do that? No, I don't think they do. But they need to stop making movies by committee. That's what they need to do, is they need to have someone in charge who can have a strong through line, at least for a movie. They can't even, DC can't even make a strong narrative arc in a single movie, let alone 20 movies like Marvel does. It's like, come on. You know what? I like that idea a lot more. A dark and gritty universe to contrast Marvel. Do away with this flippin' like notion that everything has to be PG-13. I hate that. Like, I know that's where a lot of the money is, and like, you can't make it super violent or super sexy or super gritty or bloody or anything like that. And that's fine, but like, they feel like they're like tied down by that, and you tie a lot of your director's hands doing that. It's so, but yeah, I've gone on. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. They wanted to copy Marvel's success, but had no guiding vision. And then they tried to copy it too quickly and without having to build the universe up on itself. Like, everything that's happened since in Marvel is built on the quality that is Iron Man in that first movie. And you can see that. It's like there's everybody trying to keep going with Iron Man. Anyway, enough about Marvel and DC. I talk too much about them anyway. I am Groot. I think they're worth watching. They're cute. Oh, my mouse is going nuts again. I'm asking my computer to do a lot, and it's like saying, no, can we rest, please? There we go. I think Groot is worth watching. They're cute. I like that they made them. That's what I love about, where did they put Guardians of the Galaxy? I was going to say it's about Guardians of the Galaxy too, is that they didn't have to make either of those. They just kind of made them because they had a cute idea and they thought it would be fun and they thought that we would enjoy it. And I love that they did that. I think that's super cute. Whoops, you probably can't see my thing. There we go. So I put I am Groot in the thing. The only problem I have with being dark 24/7 is not every DC character is dark and gritty. Well, yeah, but at least let the character guide that and let the original comics, the original feel of the comics guide that. Batman is kind of dark. And it worked so well in Batman Returns and like the original Batman movies from the 80s and 90s. So, I don't know. Superman is as dark as a Batman, which shouldn't be the case. Yeah, and that's interesting that you could do a movie where that's more contrasted, and I think they were going that way in Batman v Superman, that they just had too many cooks in the kitchen messing with it, So we'll see. Yeah, James Gunn, that's the guy's name I was trying to remember. So we'll see what he can do. It'll be interesting. Peacemaker is a colorful, bright show with really superhero costumes, but is mature and brutal. Okay, well, I haven't gotten that far with Peacemaker yet, but We shall see. So, Ms. Marvel, you guys, I didn't like Ms. Marvel. I'm putting it in meh. Sadly, I did not like Ms. Marvel. Glass Onion, though. I had so much fun watching Glass Onion. Oh my God, you guys. Have you seen this movie yet? It's so much fun. I need to go back and watch the first one, especially with my love of Chris Evans. I think it's so much fun. Oh my gosh. And then, the last one that I just watched. It hasn't even posted yet, but you can, if you want to, go to my Patreon, and it's available right now as a early access one. So yeah, there's a couple things on my Patreon that you can go and sign up for right now. There is a poll on there for the Oscar nominations of which ones, excuse me, which one should I prioritize? And please don't say Avatar. There's there are 2 full-length reactions, one for Deadpool and one for, what was the other one I did? Oh, Black Panther, the first Black Panther, if you like that. If you like watching full-length reactions, and you have they're like a watch-along style, so you have to have a copy of the movie yourself, because we can't post full-length ones. So as much as I wish we could, and it would be so much easier if we could. But anyway, yeah. And then there is, so early access, there's a poll, and there's 2 full-length watch-alongs. Yeah. So Ian Page asks, where did you put Empire Strikes Back on your tier list? That is on the dang that was good. So because I didn't feel right like putting it even with Star Wars, because I think Star Wars is better, mostly because it was such an original idea at that time and such a daring idea at that time, and sci-fi movies weren't really so much a thing like that, and adventure movies weren't so much a thing like that back then, and it was just so daring and fun to do it. So, but I do like Empire Strikes Back. I need to get on. Whoops, are you able to see? Here's the tier list. Sorry. There we go. It's in the dang that was good section. I need to get on, what's the third one? Empire Strikes Back. I can't remember what the third one is. What is it? Not Revenge of the Sith. What is the 6th Star Wars movie? Return of the Jedi. That's it. Oh. The DC animated universe does a great job at its contrast with dark and light. Gotham is a gothic city. Design. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kraken. Yes, I figured it. I figured it out. Well, in the movies, Gotham and Metropolis just look the same. Oh, yeah, exactly. And what's funny is that they could make Batman like all super dark, and then make Superman like deal with contrasts more in Superman, where Metropolis is a bright Art Deco city of tomorrow, but he's dealing with some really dark stuff, which kind of Iron Man kind of does that. It's very bright and colorful, and he's, Iron Man is very suave and debonair and kind of that, but he's dealing with a lot of really serious stuff. Like, I feel like they could do that in Superman and play more with contrast and have more fun with it. So anyway, The Northman, as I was saying, is available on, I gotta see how my view is here. Sorry, I'm trying to do 6 things at once if I feel like I'm pausing a lot. The Northman, I don't want to give too much away. I'm going to put it in, I'm kind of like between these two. I didn't love it, I gotta say, because I didn't feel anything about it, which is kind of sad. The problem is that it could have been Braveheart, And instead it ended up being like a not great X-Men movie, you know? And I wanted it to be Braveheart, like, 'cause, there's so much emotion in Braveheart. Have you guys seen Braveheart? It's so good. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So we got what? So we got another 15 minutes or so. Let's pull up the Oscar nominations, and I'll fill you with my Oscar nominations. Yeah. So okay. Oh, All Quiet on the Western Front is I'm so over World War II movies, honestly. Like it sounds horrible to say. Like I know like it was such an important part of American history and world history and all that, but I feel like I've watched so many World War II movies that I'm just kind of over them, you know? How did you How to Train Your Dragon is the best Viking film? I've never seen it. I should probably add that to the list though. I think that'd be fun. It's supposed to be really cute. Best Viking film. I don't know that I've seen any other Viking films other than the Northman. Have I seen? But yeah, watching the Northman really just made me want to watch Braveheart again because I just felt nothing. It there's nothing about the inner lives of the characters or anything. It was just like a story kind of splattered on screen, and it was visually gorgeous. Like it's worth watching for the visuals, like the Icelandic scenery and all of that. But yeah. Oh, it's World War One from All Quiet on the Western Front is from the German point of view. Like I have heard that it's kind of anti-war, which might make me a little bit more interested in it. I could see that. So it is all German things. I'm just like, as a woman, I get kind of tired of watching movies that don't even have a single woman anywhere in the cast. Like, yeah. So, oh well, we'll see. I'll watch it probably. Top Gun Maverick. So I was going to ask you guys this too. I saw Top Gun Maverick because I wanted to go see it in the theater, and I came home and I did a review of it, but I didn't do a reaction to it when it first came out. So I was wondering if I should do a reaction and just be like, I've seen it. Screw it. Let's watch it together. Like, and you can see my reaction because I wanted to see it in the theater because I'm a Gen Xer. I'm a child of the '80s. Top Gun was huge when I was a kid. So, and I watched it over and over and over again. So um, I really wanted to see the sequel in the theater to have the experience. Women talking, I don't know much about. Um, so we'll have to see. So Everything Everywhere All at Once. I can't imagine that there's going to be anything on this list that's going to be better than that movie. If it doesn't win Best Oscar, I might have to riot. I don't know. It deserves all the Oscars. It deserves everything. It's such a beautiful, amazing movie, and with such a lovely message. And I'm just like it. Yeah, I'm going to be really, really mad if it doesn't win an Oscar. So, Kraken, are you talking about Top Gun Maverick? Top Gun, that is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, but I feel like it's so well, it might be overhyped because I do bring with it, like I bring my own emotions about it to the viewing of the movie. But it's beautiful and visually amazing, and I don't know. I think it was great. But that's fine if you think it was overhyped. I don't think it was overhyped because I was hyped about it. I was hyped about it myself. So yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is yeah, hopefully it's gonna be in theaters again. I might actually go see it this weekend again in the theater. Because I did only watch it the once, but then when you're editing a reaction to it, you're kind of watching the movie again and experiencing the movie again. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't mind So yeah, it had, but that's been, when did I watch? I think it's been almost 3 months, 3, 4 months since I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. So it'd be nice to see it again. It's my point. It was good, don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of it. Oh, it's total nostalgia. But it's about time that Gen X gets some freaking nostalgia that's about our generation. I'm not gonna go. I shouldn't go on my on my Gen X versus Boomer rant again. You guys don't want to hear that again. Oh dear. How come Mad Max Fury Road? Do you know? I was wondering if I should watch Mad Max Fury Road. Like, do you have to? Because I've never seen any of the Mad Max movies, which is wacky. I know. I should see them, shouldn't I? Yeah. Fury Road's one of your favorites. Yeah. See, and I feel like I should dig into those. I've never seen any of them. Oh, Banshees of Inisherin we've talked about because I saw. Triangle of Sadness, I don't know much about, but I'm up for seeing it. I'm not sure what movie I was talking about that somebody recommended watching that as well. Maybe it was the Banshees of Inisherin. So I think they're similar in style. The Fablemans is doing really, really well. I wouldn't mind seeing that. And it's Tony Kushner. I did not realize that was Tony Kushner, who I really love. I think he's great. So Avatar, The Way of Water. I don't want to sit through it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know. I don't want to see the next Avatar movie. I mean, you guys probably saw my Avatar reaction to the first Avatar movie, which was recent. I think in the last, it was maybe October I saw it. Ugh, I just hated it, you guys. Oh my God. So if your art is good, don't need to see others if you don't want. They are mostly good. Okay. It'd be kind of a nostalgic thing though, because didn't the first Mad Max movie, that was like an 80s, 90s, early 90s movie, right? So yeah. Non-stop amazing, top tier. All right, we'll have to see, I guess. We'll add those to the list. So yeah, I really don't want to see it. I don't want to see the new Avatar movie. Oh, and it just bugs me that it's like, oh, it's earning so much money. It's earning so much money. I'm like, I don't care. The first one earned a whole lot of money too. And it was still crap. So Mad Max 1 is low budget, but would be a fun watch. Don't watch the American dub though. It's so bad. Was it not? I thought the first one was an American movie, isn't it? Isn't that first one Mel Gibson? Or maybe it was an Australian movie, that's still in English, right? Like, why would they dub that? Just because people couldn't understand the Australian accent, which I love Australian movies. Oh, so Elvis, I'm a big Baz Luhrmann fan for the most part. I like the Red Curtain trilogy, which is Strictly Ballroom, Moulin Rouge, and his Romeo and Juliet. So I'm interested to see Elvis, and it is out on HBO. And I look that way because my TV's that way. That's how I usually watch HBO. So yeah, I'll definitely watch out and do a reaction to Elvis. Have you guys seen that one yet? And then Tar, I don't know if I'm gonna see or not. There's some controversy around it. We'll see. Testfire 3000, hello. Thank you for joining us. So, they thought the accents were too thick for Americans. Oh Lord, now, yeah, I'll make sure I don't. I'll make sure I don't watch that because I'm sure I can understand the accents. If I can watch Muriel's Wedding and have no problem, I'm sure I can make it through Mad Max. But they're kind of epic movies, I feel like I should have them under my belt as kind of just movies that you should know about. So yeah, I don't know about Tar, if I'll watch it or not. Have you guys seen Tar? So we know how it ends. Yes, of course we know how it ends. We know how Titanic ends too. Do you know how the Titanic musical, Act 1, get on the boat. Act 2, get off the boat. I think we know how it ends. Yeah. Yeah, have you been to Graceland though? It's actually really cool. It sounds really corny, but the house itself is actually very, very cool. When I was working for Target, I had a chance to go through to go to Memphis, and yeah, Memphis is a great town if you need a like in the U.S. holiday. So let's see. Let's talk about Best Actor. What are all of those? Brendan Fraser. I really want to see The Whale. Austin Butler. So we'll watch Elvis. Colin Farrell, Banshees of Inisherin I've seen. Paul Mescal, After Sun, which I haven't even heard of that. And then Bill Nye for Living, which I haven't heard of either. So we'll see about those. Best Actress. Kate Blanchett, of course. In Tar. I don't know. Everybody thinks that she's so great. I've never been a huge fan of hers other than in Elizabeth. But yeah, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, Andrea Riseborough to Leslie. That's a whole thing right there of her nomination. Anna de Armas. I don't know. I like her. I liked her in the Knives Out movie. So I think she could be really good. What else was Anna de Armas in that I was trying to remember? I thought she was really good. Oh, Gray Man, I think was the other one that I saw. Yeah. Yeah, definitely want to see The Whale, Danny. Yeah. Hello, Forever Blessed. Thank you for your congrats. Welcome to the chat. Oh, thank you, Mega Reacts. You're so nice. I could use a drink, actually. Yeah. Keep me warm on this cold Minnesota night. I'm new, just described. Well, thank you very much for subscribing. And we're check out. I just started my Patreon. Just made it today and put a bunch of stuff up today. So if you want to join my Patreon and be part of that too, the links are on. I should put the links in here, shouldn't I? So you guys have it. Not that you guys care. I'm still figuring out this whole Patreon thing, so we'll see. All you have to do is just go to Patreon and figure it and click on it. I think this is the link that you want. I guess we'll see if it works. I don't know if it comes up as a link. No, don't type that. I'll have to figure out how to do the Patreon thing, but it's on my YouTube channel, so we'll figure that out later. And so I did it with, so I did my Patreon with a Golden Girls theme for the different levels, which I think is really funny. Because I was looking at the ages of the Golden Girls, and I don't even want to dig into that any deeper because that just makes me depressed. Oh, and then the last Best Actress nominee, Michelle Yeoh. She, again, Everything Everywhere All at Once deserves, just give it all, just like put all the Oscars on a table and like push it towards them because they just deserve everything. Best Supporting Actress is Hong Kong for The Whale, but I wouldn't mind seeing her win because like she's had a great year. Because she was in The Whale and she was in The Menu, and she did really, she's like kind of creepy in The Menu. It's really fun to watch her. Sorry. Carrie Condon as the sister in The Banshees of Inisherin. I loved her so much. Like, you're all fucking boring. Yeah. And then Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu. See, this is a tough category because then Angela Bassett's in here too. Like they should all win. I want them all to win. That's going to be give them all Oscars because they all deserve it. Oh, but I do like Stephanie Hsu. And have you guys watched her in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? Because she's fantastic. I love her as what's the name of the character? I'm not going to remember. You don't care because you guys probably haven't seen it, but it's so good. Look up the Mad Max American dub. It's the only movie with the dub. Oh, interesting. Who knew? Yeah, that is weird that they meant that, but it's such an 80s thing to think that too, and that American audiences wouldn't watch it. But I love that. Like now, American audiences are watching Parasite and Squid Game and even Everything Everywhere All at Once, which has, it's mostly in English, but it's maybe it's not even mostly in English, like 50-50 English and the Chinese languages. And, it's so, yeah, I love that more people are The version, yeah, see, little Galaxy Boy says. The version released in the US was redubbed with American accents, feared that Americans would have had trouble understanding it. That's crazy. Oh, yes, yes, Danny V, we absolutely 100%. 100% agree on that. Loved the menu. Food and a journey to dealing with. I've never even heard of that. What is pig? 2021. Oh, it is Nicolas Cage? Okay. I didn't realize that. I'm putting that on the list then. That looks really cool. And Adam Arkin, who I really, really like. Do you remember the episodes when Adam Arkin was on Northern Exposure? Do you remember that? Is anybody here old enough to remember that? Oh, so great. Such a great show. Oh, I wish that was on streaming, but the music in it, oh, the music makes it just impossible to stream because it's so good. Someone else steals Nick Cage's pig. Sounds crazy, but a great movie. Okay. I like that. And I like Nicolas Cage a lot. So, yeah, I think he's super fun. So, there's been so many great comebacks this year. Speaking of which, we can switch over to Best Supporting Actor because Ke Huy Quan, I love him so much. You know, and I'm such a child of the 80s. And the Goonies was, oh, it was such a time then to watch the Goonies. We would watch that movie over and over and over again. And it's like I'm so glad that both him and what's his name for the whale? Brendan Fraser. Just so he and Brendan Fraser, and then it looks like Nick Cage too. Got to bye Mega Ray X. Thanks for joining us. That they've had this like lovely comeback of all these great actors that I knew from when I was a kid. You know, it's I love that so much that they got another chance to have things. So, but yeah, Judd Hirsch hasn't been. I haven't seen Judd Hirsch nominated for anything in years. Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway. I don't think I've even heard of that movie. And then Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan for Banshees of Inisherin, which are well earned, but I think Ke Huy Quan is so great, and his role is so beautiful in Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's just so lovely. Like, why not? Why not? Yes, Northern Exposure. The one thing I do remember is the music in because Chris in the Morning was always playing. He was always playing like musicals and opera and rock music and all this stuff. It's like it's just it makes it impossible to get the rights to any of that stuff now, and it's in that weird sweet spot of where the music people were smart enough to not give them complete free reign with their music, but the TV producers didn't know to ask for streaming rights back then. So yeah, Wayman is going to win it. I hope so. It'd be so great if he did. You check out, there is on YouTube, there's a great discussion with SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, between Ke Huy Quan and Stephanie Hsu. Let me try and find it. Ke Huy Quan. If I can find it. I can find a link for you guys. Where they do great. I don't know if this will come through as a link for you guys or not. I don't see it as a link, but on YouTube it's called Stephanie Shu and Kihe Kwan for Everything Everywhere at Once at the SAG-AFTRA Foundation Convo. So it's definitely worth watching. The two of them are so adorable together. Really good interview. Super fun. Love seeing Brendan Fraser back. He's amazing in Doom Patrol. I don't think have I ever heard of Doom Patrol? Fun, mature DC show that's just crazy, wacky, and over the top. It's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna have to write that one down. That one sounds like it's a fun one to watch. Oh, good. Yeah, so definitely mark that. As a sorry, I'm like got a frog in my throat now. But anyway, so yeah, we've been going for an hour. Are we done? Yay. Yeah, more than an hour. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go eat dinner. And like you guys, I'll try and put my ranking up again in my links so that you guys can see it on I usually put it on Imager so you guys can have a close-up view of it and have an updated one. So yeah, I'm glad to have that updated. I gotta expand it though, because like it's getting to be so many movies. I've watched so many movies here. It's been a crazy year. That guys, maybe we should talk about like the whole like year of things. Like this is all the stuff I've watched all year. Like it's kind of crazy. And someone asked on Reddit, like, how many movies have you watched this year? And it's funny because like I watch more movies than this in a year because there's a lot of stuff I just watch for like my own personal entertainment while I'm sitting on the couch eating dinner that aren't on here. Actually, I spend a lot of time watching movies and TV shows. It's unfortunate. I got to find something I could spend that much time on that'll actually make me some money. But we'll see, I guess. But it's been a really fun year, and like I never thought that. I guess I didn't even think when I started that I would still be like I didn't think about the end game when I started doing it. So I just wanted to get to WandaVision and get through all the whole MCU up to WandaVision so that I could understand all of the references and stuff. Like I never thought beyond that, and I never thought of how long it would take me when I started, because it took when did I watch WandaVision? Was that in September? So it took 9 months just to get to WandaVision. It took a full year to watch the entire MCU. So yeah, goodness. But I don't regret doing it for a second, and I certainly am going to keep going with it. So don't worry. This isn't like I'm shutting down goodbye or anything. Like I'm not saying that. It's just been like it's hard for me to think that like there was all this really, really amazing entertainment that I just kind of overlooked, and I feel kind of bad about that. Like action movies, like I had a bad view of action movies, and it makes me like think like I have to be more open about those kinds of things and what entertainment I'm watching. Because coming up, like I think I'm going to watch. I want to do Kaleidoscope for sure. I'm going to do Firefly, and I'll do that for probably just for my Patreon because I don't know that it would get a ton of views. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments here. It was really fun watching you get to WandaVision. Yes. Oh, yeah. And it was fun getting there myself. And I loved that I got to understand, it's silly little things and not even stuff within the MCU, because if I had just watched the MCU, I would not have understood the joke when the brother shows up. Like I wouldn't have gotten that if I hadn't watched all the X-Men movies too. And, Little Galaxy Boy, you're saying, imagine kids in the future starting the MCU with Iron Man from 2008 to watch the next Marvel movie releasing in 2045. It is a long list, and they're going to keep going. I mean, as long as the movies keep making money, they're going to keep going. And I think they make quality movies. But I love like watching. It's like what am I trying to say? Like just watching WandaVision, like having that kind of culminate all of that viewing, but also like I couldn't say that about Spider-Man No Way Home. Because if you watch Spider-Man No Way Home without knowing all of this, what are there 6 other new previous Spider-Man movies? I think it is, because or maybe it's 5. Well, there's 5 there's 3 Tobey Maguire, 2 Andrew Garfield, and then the 2 so that's 7. Well, if you don't count the Tom Holland ones, it's 5, but because you have to at least watch the 5 previous ones. If you didn't watch those 5 previous ones with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, like, you would have no clue how special what you were seeing was. It's just, it's so much fun. I'm really glad that you guys I appreciate all you guys, like, well, not all you guys. There's like 3 of you on this watching this. But, it's funny because last time I didn't get a lot of views during the broadcast, but I actually got quite a few views afterwards. So, to all the people watching this now and to all the people watching this afterwards, I'm so appreciative of you all and all of your suggestions and your just flat out telling me, no, watch this first and watch this next. And like, I love all of that. And it's been a great year. I've had a really good time. And I feel really lucky that I've had the time to dedicate to it. Because that's probably not going to last. Like I will still, I think for sure make time to do 2 reactions, but I don't know if you remember, like I was doing 3 reactions a week when I first started. And I could not, like after about 7 months of that, I couldn't keep up the pace of that because that's a lot. It's a lot of editing. It's the watching isn't the hard part. The editing is what takes ages. So it's reading comments here. Reading Secret Land, no doubt will bring so many characters from older Marvel movies. Yeah, because like it's even Tony Stark is coming back. And then people would have to watch Fantastic Four I have not seen. Ghost Rider I have not seen. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that. Hopefully they'll make us lists of things to watch. Although I'll hear all of the buzz about it because I'm probably not going to go see it in the theater. I'm going to be like having to wait, like I'm waiting now to watch Black Panther. So yeah. But anyway, I think we can finish up, and I've gone on and on about what a nice year it's been viewing all of these. So thank you all for you guys watching, and thank you all to those of you who are going to watch this once it posts afterwards. And yeah, good night. Bye, everyone. Thank you.